You're listening to ASOTU CON sessions by Space Auto, recorded live at ASOTU CON 2025.
We are live again on the ASOTU podcast stage. This is powered by Space Auto. And in the heart of the action here at ASOTU CON 2025, I am Austin Conroy. I'm here today with Richard Lupo of Apple Tree Honda, and we're going to talk about how to never have a technician or service advisor shortage. Again, crazy idea. I can't wait to talk to you a little bit about it. So when you say, one of the ideas that, when we're talking about this, you talk about always having a bench.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know technicians like to sit down on the job, but this can't be what you're talking about, right?
No, sir. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Ed Roberts is a mentor to everyone in our industry, and spent a lot of time with Ed, and he changed my thinking about how we do some hiring practices with some of the things that he does at Beaux-Arts. Yeah. And we took some of his ideas and co-opted them and did them for ourselves. And a profound change in one of the things that we did was we quit hiring lube techs, and we started hiring entry-level technicians. And it immediately increased the quality of our candidates. We started getting career-minded people, frustrated technicians that were stuck in dead-end lube tech jobs at other dealers. During the hiring process, we lay out a career path, and we stick to it. There's progressive accountability to the process as they come along, testing. Once they meet certain criteria, we move them out of the quick service into a mentorship with our shop foreman, then on to an apprenticeship with a master technician, and in about a year and a half, they go from day one in an express to a full line flat rate technician.
Wow. How long does this process normally take? If you had somebody you hired right off the street, let's say they had some backyard experience, to, okay, now they're going to be a certified technician. What do you feel like that investment of time is?
We tell them 18 months. Yeah. And some, depending on their abilities, some do it in 12 months, some take a little bit longer. But in the last 24 months, we have graduated 6 technicians into our Honda shop.
Awesome.
And we've got 2 more that are on the way. So we definitely changed the interviewing process, and that's where we really started. We don't care who you are, where you've come from, what your experience is. And during that interview, we dig to try to find passion for cars. And what did you drive here today? What kind of mods have you done? And they open up and they start telling you, I lowered it. This was the second Civic I've done, all those kinds of things like that. And take a look at their social media. They got pictures of themselves and their cars. And when you find that thread right there and you pull on it and they've got that passion for it, the rest of it kind of falls in line. We've had a lot of success for it.
One of the things I love about that, there's so many dealers out there that say, we need technicians. So what do? They post a certified technician wanted ad. You don't get anybody, then they get frustrated. Yeah. But what you've done is really take a more holistic approach to it. And also you say 18 months, so how your interview process has changed, because now you're hiring somebody with the mindset of, I'm going to have them employed with me for 18 months, right? How does that change who you hire?
Well, again, we don't worry about where you're coming from. That process alleviates a lot of fear, because we do pay off. And as somebody we're hiring right now, we can walk through the shop and say, these 5, 6, 7 individuals have been through this program. They see it. It's tangible to them that if they stick to the program, they have a career ahead of them. And so you see that, and through that, it builds a trust right from the beginning that it's an actual thing. From there, I would say that the stability that it gives them, a lot of times they're young people that don't have a lot of stability, a lot of consistency in their life. And with that trust from the day one, and they can see that tangible, true path ahead, and consistent, decent pay, good pay, competitive pay, not minimum wage pay. It definitely keeps them here, keeps them loyal, and it has helped us expand our service department greatly.
So you brought up pay, and I'm going to put you on the hot seat here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about entry-level technicians.
Sure.
How do you pay them? Because flat rate is a huge barrier to a lot of technicians in the industry. Have you guys revamped some of your pay plans or ideas around bonuses or guarantees with this program at all?
So we track their individual productivity. Sure. They're part of a team. We track the team productivity, and we give them a weekly bonus. We pay them hourly. We give them a weekly bonus based on the entire quick service hours produced that week. When we first started it, we were probably in the neighborhood of 120, 130 hours a week, and we're consistently over 250 hours a week now coming out of quick service.
Wow.
So we've had a lot of gains there.
Yeah.
It does not come without cost, though.
Yeah.
And but what's the cost of training, hiring? If you got to go pay a technician bonus, relocation, lost production. So there are some groups and some people that look negatively on unapplied labor.
Yeah.
And we count that as a cost of, it's a future investment.
Yeah.
So it definitely has a cost to it, but it's an investment in our future. That's what we look at.
I love the way you put that too, because it's, you're building the future of your staff, and so that is an investment. It's not a, hey, come on our team, we'll make you flat rate, there's your bay, go figure it out. One of the other big barriers for entry is tools. And I know one of the questions that's just so stereotypical in hiring a technician. It's like one of the first ones. Hey, what's your name? Do you have any tools? Right? How have you guys handled that hurdle?
Well, we provide toolboxes, and we do have a couple of sets of basic tools that they can use if they don't. Sure. We do let them know that for a very minimal investment, we tell them to stay off of the tool trucks. Yeah. You can get all that you need at Lowe's or Home Depot or Harbor Freight or someplace like that. Do not go put yourself $30,000 in debt, because those days are coming, trust me, right?
Yep.
But, for $300 or $400 or $500, you can get everything you need. And we give them, 60, 90 days to start gathering up tools.
Yeah. So it seems like this technician program and how you're developing people in that area has kind of bled over into service advisors too. So talk to me a little bit about, that role historically is another one that's tough. There's a high level of burnout, tends to be a high level of turnover in some of these stores. So how are you kind of approaching it with the same mindset to where you don't have to post a help wanted ad for a service advisor because you get nothing off that?
Well, you get what everybody else doesn't want.
Yeah.
So in the same vein, and this is a newer iteration of the program to us, but we have put together a program for hiring service advisors in training. And they serve as porters, valets, and when they're not doing that, then they're truly becoming assistants to the service advisors. And it does immediately start to alleviate some of the burnout because they can take a day off, they can leave early, they can go to a doctor's appointment they don't have to put that workload on somebody else. There's somebody that can step in and make a couple of phone calls, send a couple of estimates, text messages, get some people cashed out, and you're training you're making a bench for advisors right there too as well. So all the same concepts apply.
Yeah. I love this conversation. Just so much stuff that I'm passionate about, and I feel like just fits so much with the mission of More Than Cars, and really I think embodies the fact of you're putting people over profits, because there's a couple things that you're doing that most dealerships would say, unapplied labor, no, cut that out. Paying somebody hourly to be a service advisor assistant, yeah, right. Like I want to get, what would you say to those dealers that are hesitant to do that or hesitant to make that investment?
Well, the controller's job is to accurately record the history, the transactional history of the dealership. And so you can certainly say that if your unapplied labor is whatever, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it may be, you can take that and move it to training expense and get it off that line if you choose. The expense is still there, but it doesn't have to live in unapplied. Yep. It can be attributed to training expense. And that's what it is.
Absolutely.
We actually schedule the guys and gals that come in for overtime. So we're actually paying them overtime, and they get somewhere between 5 to 10 hours of overtime every week. And that gives them an extra 400 to 500 hours in the first year and a half.
Yeah.
So it accelerates the process, and it pays them better. And it's just part of the expense of investing in your future.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking some time. Like I said, I love what you guys are doing there. You know, you've planted a great tree there, and you're definitely bearing fruit at Apple Tree Honda. So we're excited. Thank you so much for the connection, Richard. Appreciate you being on, and we will see you guys next time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this ASOTU CON session brought to you by Space Auto. At ASOTU, we're obsessed with uniting people around one big idea, that thriving people are the only path to a thriving and profitable industry. If that resonates with you, head over to morethancars.com to join our email list and explore our full list of podcasts.